How many of you are worried about something right now in your life? One morning I was journaling about worry, and I came up with a definition that makes sense to me. And that is, worry is thinking about some future possibility in a negative way. For example, it could be a negative thought about the future, some kind of possibility, some kind of image that you have, how something could go, what they might say, what they might do, where you might end up, right? And it's a negative picture. It's a negative image of the future. But what's happening in that moment, we're choosing this possibility because none of us knows what's actually going to happen. But we consider these negative possibilities, and that is worry. So what is the opposite of worry? It's faith. And faith, when it comes to dealing with our lives, not the spiritual faith, but when it comes to dealing with our lives, faith is thinking about a future possibility in the positive light. What could happen? How well could this go? How well would they receive this? Right? So worry and faith are two sides of the same coin. Both of them are looking to the future. The only distinction is it a positive future or a negative future? And here's the reality: we choose. We choose. You might say, well, I don't want to worry. I don't want to. Yeah, but there's a decision going on in your mind. Right? No, I mean, that worry is not just coming into your brain, right? The brain is deciding. There's some part that's deciding to worry. And listen, I'm not saying that I don't worry. I'm not saying that I don't worry. It's about something every single day. But I think it's important to have an awareness of this and understand what it really is so that we don't dwell on it, right? Because when we dwell on it, that worry becomes stronger, right? Where focus goes, energy flows. So when you dwell on something negative, this negative possibility in the future that you're creating in your own mind, when you dwell on that and you make it bigger and bigger, guess what? That becomes stress, right? And if you do it long enough, it becomes anxiety, and it can start affecting your body in negative ways. And if you dwell on it long enough, it becomes this like thought and feeling loop where it becomes a cycle, and this loop that just gets caught in your brain. We've all been there, right? And if you dwell on it long enough, you may find yourself in bed with the covers over your head, like I have before, because I let this thought and these potential possibilities that I created in my own mind get the best of me. And as if they were reality when they were just possibilities. And then you find yourself lying in bed with the covers over your head thinking, how am I gonna survive this thing that doesn't actually exist? Only in my mind, of a future possibility. I think it was Mark Twain that said this: in my life, I've experienced many troubles, most of which never happened. Or Jesus, who said, who by worrying can add one day to your life? So I ask again, are you worried about something today? Have an understanding that it's just wasted energy. I know it seems real because it is a possibility. Look, bad things happen. Yes, it is a possibility. But is that where you want to direct your energy, to that negative possibility? It's a waste of energy. It zaps you of the life that could be better used and directed towards something positive and productive. So shift that energy from worry to faith, right? Faith is the opposite. Shift that energy. Okay, yeah, that's a possibility, but there's also this possibility. It could go well. Things could turn out right. And I bet if you take an honest look at your life and go back, and there was probably many things I know there's been in my life, many things that I thought could happen that were negative that didn't actually happen, like Mark Twain said. So let's stop worrying so much, guys. I know, the brain, remember this is the brain. It's trying to protect us, right? It's that limbic brain. It's that that animal instinct that wants to protect us and it's like, oh, alert, 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 right? This is neuroscience in a very basic way, right? But there's that part of our brain that wants to protect us, and that's why those triggers happen. But we also have our mind, our spirit, the ability to say, stand guard at the door of your mind and don't let that stuff in. And when you notice it, take it captive, like the Bible says, take captive those thoughts and subject them to the truth. Okay, which is, they're just thoughts. They're just possibilities. Let them go, and then proactively decide, you know what, I choose a different possibility. I choose to believe that something great is going to happen, or at least something good. Love you guys. I hope that inspired you a bit and get you thinking just a little bit differently about worry and how we can conquer that, right? Because it's prevalent. We deal with it every day. I'm not going to lie. I deal with something every day. But we can combat that. Love you guys. Be the light.